Hi everybody, today we're looking at the Star Wars Black Series Obi-Wan Kenobi and Clone Trooper brackets 212 2-pack. I got this because I was just on a random whim and I saw that it was available, so I was like, I'll get it because I like Clone Troopers and I don't know, I've been in a weird little Star Wars kick like we talked about. But looking at the packaging, you can see the figures right here. Star Wars Black Series, Obi-Wan, Clone Trooper on the back. Oop, almost knocked it over there. On the back, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Clone Trooper 212. During the Clone Wars, Obi-Wan Kenobi became a general in the Army of the Republic. Well, actually, it's the Grand Army of the Republic, but whatever. Leading the famed 212th Clone Military Battalion with Commander Cody, and a number of others, but Commander Cody's the big one. He's the one in the movie. As you can see, this is number 3 in the Clones of the Republic line. I didn't know that was a subline, because I don't collect a lot of Star Wars, but I'm going to open this up now, so let's look at it. So here's the 2-pack out of the packaging, and I gotta say, it's pretty good. I like this too. I like these two, rather. My apologies. I like these two. They're pretty cool. I don't really collect a lot of Star Wars figures. That Rex and that Clone Trooper, that's kind of like the two that I bought the most recently. But I got this one on a whim just because I saw that it came back in stock on the Pulse site. So I was like, you know what? I might regret it if I don't get it. And, I'm glad I got it now. Honestly, I am. This is obviously the Phase 2 version of the Clone Trooper, but it is paired with the early version of Obi-Wan. It's kind of an odd pairing. I would have preferred if it was a Phase 1 clone, like a Phase 1 212th Trooper, but this is still fine. I like this. If I get a Commander Cody, it'll look really good next to him. But I just think it's an odd choice that you pair a Phase 1 version of Kenobi, this kind of early Clone Wars look with Kenobi, to a much later version of the 212th, where they never really wore armor like this. They kind of stopped wearing armor like this after, I want to say, like season 2 or 3 of the Clone Wars, when they kind of went to their more, standard, like regular, like Jedi robes with just the greaves on the forearms. But I'm not going to be too nitpicky about it. It's still a good figure and it's still a good 2-pack. Let's get it off the spinning base here real quick, and let's start with the 212th clone. This figure looks real good. I like this. This is very much the movie design for the 212th Trooper, at least as far as I can tell. It's a lot cleaner than like a lot of other clones look. There is some paint problems, which we will talk about in a moment. But as just a figure itself, I think it looks fairly fine. I think it looks all right. The orange is a nice shade. This is about the orange that I see in my head. It might be a little bit yellow, but that might be my eyes. The paint application for the orange armor or the orange paint is not perfect. There's some battle damage on the head here. That is intentional. On the thighs here, like I said, on the knees, everything. The battle damage is all intentional. This one, the right leg, is a bit of a lighter orange than the other ones. The big problem here is around the torso here. I didn't really notice this until like very recently, but the paint here is not symmetrical. It is supposed to be symmetrical. Clearly something got messed up here. Something wasn't right, and the paint is off symmetry, at least on this side, I think. I think this is how it should actually look. This is off symmetrically, which, again, not the biggest problem. Like, to me, at least, it's not the biggest deal. But for, like, a $40 figure that this is, like, a 2-pack it is in, it sucks just having that problem be there. But again, the figure itself is fine. The head is not removable. You can actually see the white head under there, which they didn't paint. This helmet is glued on. But if I remember right, if you take this off, it is just a Tamara Morrison like Clone Trooper head, which kind of sucks that they didn't paint it, because I would have liked to have been able to take this off. But I'm not too fussed about it. Again, the paint application on the arms here, everything looks really good. The white and everything. My only thing here is that there is intentional battle damage with the paint, chipping here on the head, on the knees, and everything like that. That's intentional, but it is also just like a perfect, like, white, crystal clean Clone Trooper design. I don't like that. I don't like that you pick one or the other. You don't kind of go halfway through one of them, because like otherwise it just looks like bad paint application. It either have it be like perfect, like crystal clear, pristine orange, or have the battle damage be there, but also have this guy look a little grimy, a little browner, some dirt, maybe some like stains on the boots and like the gloves and everything like that. Some just like a little bit of paint right around here, the torso, or whatever, and like little creases or whatever. I know they won't, because it's too much or whatever, too much money, it costs too much, whatever they blame it on. But I just wish it would be there, because that would add some more to this. It would add something more to this, other than just the kind of off generic look it is. But as for the articulation for this guy, it is not the same as the more recent Clone Trooper. It's different. I think this is what they said is an older version. I just asked some people who I knew who collect Star Wars more than I do. Butterfly joints in the arms like this. The head is on. I think it's on a ball joint on both here. I don't think it's a dumbbell. I can't get this lower bit here to really move all that much. There's probably is some motion there, but I really can't get it to do much. Ball joint here at the waist, so you get a lot of motion there. Single jointed arms with a swivel here like that. There's not a swivel here at the bicep. The right hand goes up and down. The left hand goes in and out, not very far out. No drop down hips. There is a swivel here at the thigh, but the motion is very limited. There's a single jointed knee, which can kick back very far, admittedly. Swivel here in the foot goes down and up, and a little side-to-side action. So the articulation is a bit less than what I'm used to, especially for a G.I. Joe collector like myself. But overall, it's not bad, especially for like a clone trooper. You can get in all the necessary poses. You can get him holding his weapon and everything like that. You can get him having to do all that stuff. But again, just as a G.I. Joe collector, the articulation is a little less than what I usually expect for these figures. Is there something here on the torso? No, it's not. That's it. So yeah, that's the articulation for the 212th clone. Let's move on to Kenobi. And here is the general himself, General Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's a general at this point. It looks good. The head sculpt here is meant to resemble Ewan McGregor, and I can see it. I definitely can see it. But I don't think it's as good, especially not as good as that Anakin figure that I just got. Oh my god, that figure looks exactly like Hayden Christensen. It's so weird. We'll talk about it when we get to it. But the figure itself, like I said, it is based off of the early look of Obi-Wan Kenobi from the early days of the Clone Wars, with the style and everything. Very Clone Wars Obi-Wan. This one has a rubber-like overlay, or like a plastic rubber overlay for the skirt here, unlike the Anakin figure that has a cloth one, so this one doesn't feel quite as good. The cloth one felt really, really nice. The knees and the legs and the feet here, I think, are all the same from the Clone Trooper. The thighs, I believe, are a little different. The arms here are the same, I think. Like, most of this is just Clone Trooper body, which, I mean, makes sense because it is effectively a Clone Trooper armor just over a Jedi, which I always thought was a fun look. I always liked the design. The Jedi logo there on the left shoulder was very nice. Like, the figure looks good. The gray here looks really nice. This is exactly gray, tan. The tan here is very nice. There's a little peg right here. He put his lightsaber in. Like, as for, like, the design, this is exactly what it was in the Clone Wars cartoon series. I remember it super, super well because I watched it. Growing up, I watched it when it aired. I think I dragged my dad to take me to see it to the movies, when the movie came out. Wasn't a very good movie. It wasn't a very good movie, but I have a fondness for it, which is why I got this, because I have a fondness for it. But, like, as for a figure, I think it looks pretty good. All things considered, you can see the same one on the Clone Trooper. There's the little communicator on the forearm there, which is nice. Like, it looks good. Just like this is Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is exactly what you get for Obi-Wan Kenobi. I have nothing really fancy to say about it. This is a Clone Wars Obi-Wan, which again is nice. It's odd that it's paired with a Phase 2 clone. I'm just nitpicking. Head can go up that far, can go down that far. There's a lot of motion here in the header, which is very nice. A lot of range of motion there. There's a ball joint here up the waist. There are technically butterflies, I think, here, but they don't really go that far. Full 360 there. Form can go out that far. It does kind of break the armor though a little bit, which kind of sucks. There's a swivel here at the elbow and up and down hand right here. Single jointed knee like that, can kick that far back, can kick that far forward, can go that far back with his leg. Is there a swivel here? There is, in fact. There's a swivel here at the upper thigh as well as the calf. The foot can go down that far, can go up that far, and a slight swivel as well side to side. So yeah, there is Obi-Wan Kenobi's articulation. Let's look at the accessories. Starting off with the blaster, here we have the standard clone issue DC-15A carbine rifle, and this is exactly what it looks like in the Clone Wars and Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith. This is exactly what the DC-15A looks like, molded in a gunmetal gray. You can see here where there's the two hinges right here where it would fold down and act as like a mini stand for the rifle. There's the barrel, the iron sights, the place where you'd put the magazine. Although I don't think it's technically called a magazine. I believe it's called something else. It's like an energy pack because it uses like energy and stuff. Trigger here, very nice. This is exactly what it looks like in Revenge of the Sith and Attack of the Clones and the Clone Wars. Just exactly what it looks like there. So yeah, there's the DC-15A, and then of course there's Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber. This accessory looks really, really good. I love this lightsaber. This is exactly what Obi-Wan's lightsaber looks like. This is perfect. And I'm a sucker because Obi-Wan's lightsaber is my favorite lightsaber in the entire franchise. It's my favorite one. I don't know why. I've always loved it. It's always been my favorite. It's tied with that and Luke's second lightsaber, the green one. I don't know, I think I just like the shape and the design for the saber, but it looks so good. There's a little peg right here, the gold and the silver and the black, and then there's the ignition, the pommel here, and again, like this little trigger here, and we can also remove the actual blade itself, so that way we can take our Obi-Wan, and if we want to, we can peg the little piece right in there, right into the holster. So he can walk around holding his lightsaber and not having it equipped, which I love that. I love that stuff. I always loved it, especially when I was a kid, when like the vintage collection figures would come with the ignited lightsaber and then the non-ignited one, so you could put the non-ignited one on like the holster and everything. I always thought that was really cool. I was always a big fan of that. So yeah, this is a very nice lightsaber. Happy to add it to my collection. As for size comparison, here he is next to my most recent Star Wars Black Series review, Captain Rex, who looks very good next to these two. The armor, this armor for Obi-Wan fits much better. Like if you have him next to the Phase 1 Rex figure, which I hope we get a Phase 1 Cody at some point. I don't know if we will, but I would love a Phase 1 Cody. But I have another figure, one I have not yet reviewed, but I will at some point, and that is the Ahsoka Anakin figure, who looks really good next to this Obi-Wan. I haven't really pointed out the height for these guys, but Obi-Wan feels a little short to me. I don't know. Is it just me, or does Obi-Wan feel a little short? I don't know. I always imagine them to be around the same height. I might be wrong. I'm not the biggest in terms of like Star Wars knowledge, but he feels a little short. He feels a little shorter to me, so I don't know. I might be wrong there, so let me know. And here we have my most recent review of Dr. Mindbender, and much like the classified figures, they are a bit taller than your Black Series figures. They have a bit of height on them, because I think technically these Black Series figures are more of a correct 1/12 scale, if I'm not wrong. The Joes and the Marvel Legends are a tiny bit upscaled. So there he is next to Mindbender. And here he is next to what is probably my next review, the Maximum Series Spider-Man. And I have some thoughts on this guy. We will get to them when I get the video out, but I have some thoughts, and we will talk about them when we get there. So I don't want to spend too much time on this. So yes, that is the Star Wars Black Series, Obi-Wan Kenobi and 2/12 Clone Trooper 2-pack. I like this set. It's a good set. If you can get one, grab one if you can. I only got this because I saw those available, and I just clicked order as quickly as I could before it sold out. I think they went up on stock Hasbro today, but that might be wrong. It's a good 2-pack. I'm happy to have it, mostly just because I might collect some Star Wars figures, not many, just some, because I really like the prequels of Star Wars. It's what I grew up on, so I will probably pick up some clones here and there, because I'm just a sucker for the designs. I'm looking at some decal kits, so you might get some videos of me talking about customizing figures. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, it's a good 2-pack. If you liked it, please like, comment, subscribe. Everything needs to get done for me keep doing the videos that out. Please like, comment, subscribe. Everything needs to get done for me to keep doing these videos that I love to make. And I'll see you next time. For the Republic, I can't say Yo Joe.